Hello, hello, hello. This is DB83 making a second video because the first one, my volume was not loud enough compared to the engine sound of the vehicle I'm making the video for. This started off as a Black Hawk. Well, it is essentially a Black Hawk. When I made this, I literally had on my left monitor, I had the Black Hawk dimensions, and then I came into the game and built it. However, the internals, engine setup, actual specifications are nothing like the actual Black Hawk. This is just dimensions alone. And I will say at the beginning, if anyone else knows how to do really sexy looking landing gear, let me know, because it's the one area I couldn't seem to do aesthetically that I liked. Every which way I did it, I just didn't care for the way it turned out. The rear landing gear is okay. It's the front ones that were driving me nuts. Okay, so let's fire up my. Where is my music? Oh, there it is. Oh, that's kind of a sound I'm started with. Let's go ahead and let's start with. Yeah, blue on black. I'm down with that. All right. So, let's go ahead and jump on in here. Yoink. Okay, it has left and right fuel tanks. Bam, bam. Why am I doing that when I can just turn the damn lights on? All right. Rear passenger seats. This is the general purpose configuration, so I haven't made the firefighting version, cargo hauling, blah blah blah, sling loading, and any of the other ones. Reserve tank is on the bottom of the helicopter. There's a pump for left and right tanks. In the event one, because again, well, actually, I don't think I mentioned my other video. Me and my friend usually play limited fuel, and you can't have vehicle or you can't teleport vehicles. So if a vehicle goes down, it'll it'll have to be recovered. So we have had some cases where we screw something up or we get hit by lightning and don't realize it and one of our engines cook up or burns fuel or blah 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 blah. So normally I just have one big fuel tank. I'm not sure why I split it up on this, but I like it, so I'm leaving it. All right, start up. We're gonna make sure our wheel brakes are on, main power, generator power, landing lights, instruments, navigation. All right, then you're just gonna make sure this is at 50, hold that starter. You should see the blades start moving immediately. There is no clutch thing on here. Engines, the main rotor is on a 2:5 ratio, rear rotor is on a 1:3 ratio. And of course you're gonna hold it until you hear that good old turbine pop. Bow chicka bow wow. Oh, dumbass. I forgot to turn on my PIDs. Thought I turned them on. Alright, there she goes. She fired. Alright. My mistake. So, on. Make sure your wheel brakes are on. Make sure your throttle's set at 50, and then hold your starter. Let's get this turned down so we don't go taking off into the ceiling. Set your Y-axis on your up, down, left, right. Why is that noise? 11. Down, up. No, it will, if you don't set it down on the Y-axis, or at least hold the down arrow, it will off startup start taking up towards the roof, which you obviously don't want to do, because that's another thing me and my buddy Sandrock always have on is our vehicle damage. So the last thing you want is to bust your rotors off when you just spawned it in, especially if you just spent all that time fueling it up. Alright. Low fuel lights on this will pop on once it hits 250 liters in the tank that obviously went low. I think I have all weather. Yeah, we have all weather turned off at the moment. Although I'll turn some on, I think, while we go up. Pilot controls, co-pilot controls. I haven't implemented that yet. I'm going to get the logic put together for it so that the pilot, if the pilot needs to step off to verify something the other dude's saying, the co-pilot can jump in his seat and take over while the pilot steps out. Hopefully he doesn't jump out the door. Ah! Hey, shut. There we go. Alright, we are pretty much started up, so let's go ahead and taxi on out of here. Bump that up to 12. So when you have the reserve tank is full, a lot of times you're going to need more than 12% throttle to take off. Normally I only need 12% if I'm only running the top tanks full. Well, 12% is still enough to taxi. Touch. Let's go. Alright. Da 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 da. Power my clear to take off. F you. Okay. I wish Tony was on. So boring when you're the only one on here doing a video for other people. Are gonna be watching like this guy's crazy. Alrighty. Bump you up to 20. Hey, let's not pitch that much. Oh, whoa, easy, Rob. What the hell are you doing? Oh, dang, not hold up and up. Oh my God, noob mistake. Okay, make sure you fix your angles. There we go. All right. Wow, I just almost crashed on takeoff. How are you gonna crash the thing you made? All right, so make sure before you go to take off, you hold Alt and you clear your whatever you did for taxiing. Jesus, I can't believe I just almost did that. That would have been embarrassing. Alrighty. So as see, just on, even with axes zeroed, it'll just sit here and slowly pitch back. You can beat that with a little bit of axis pitch forward, and it'll typically hold its altitude once we get back to level. There we go. And if it doesn't, you can just add a few points into your, there we go. I fought for the longest trying to get an altitude hold logic put together that would work, but then I started realizing neutral blade using your axes was just as good. Which means next time I have to fight a fire with this one compared to my Huey, it'll be a lot better. Yay! Alright. Now let's go ahead and bring back some daylight. Alrighty. Let's go. Whee! So airspeed is on top, that's knots. Altitude is in feet, that's on the bottom. Yeah, I love HEB commercials. Yeah! That's awesome. Yeah! Alright, here we go. Whee! Woo! Here we go. Alright, and that was all without auto hover. We'll go ahead and throw our auto hover on because that does help with. Oh shit, pay attention, Robert. Whee! Turn on auto hover. There's a helicopter landing pad. Do they have one? I don't think they do. Oh, they just have landing pads. There we go. Yoink, yoink. Landing, it's pretty easy. I mean, I got all these windows, so you can pretty much just do your however you prefer to do it. I'm gonna land with those facing the lines. There we go. Blink. Once you land, obviously, you'd want to hit your brakes because you're going to roll a little bit, but yeah, not too bad. Alright, what else? Let's go ahead and just go do some stable forward flight. Alright, so without auto hover on, of course WASD is going to have more effect, so with auto hover off, you can put your Y axis on the right all the way up to 1, and you're going to put your forward axis to about 0.21. This is going to give you the fastest forward flight I found once we get her going. Let's get her stable first. Alrighty. And you can tell when it's not stable yet because obviously our altitude is plummeting. So, tip that back a little bit. Let's get to where... I'm pretty sure 0.21 is my sweet spot I found on it, where it'll go up and come back down and go up like within like a 40 feet range. I'm not sure if it was 0.21 or 0.22. Well, I do know is you can. Oh yeah, it's definitely not 0.21. I forgot to close those, but whatever. I need to make the sensitivity on those a lot higher, so I can shut them quicker. Alright, well now we're losing some altitude, but we gain our airspeed. Let's see if we start getting altitude back. Doesn't look like we're going to. We're in a pretty much a straight shot to the ground. Bring it back 0.1. Okay, there we go. Now let's just let it see if it goes up and then comes back down. Can't remember how I had it set up, or it might have just been one of those. I think I had it where when you have the reserve tank low, it's a little different because obviously it's got, what is it, 6,000 more liters of fuel on it. So I think I had to set it at 0.21 and 1.0, and then just every now and then give it a slight tap, this little W, and it'll keep it at stable altitude. But this is awesome because instead of needing an autopilot logic, which again I also have a headache setting that one up, I'll figure it out. I'll just pretty much set it on a course, watch Netflix on the other monitor, just tap W when I'm exploring or looking for other bases or whatnot. But yeah, she's and then of course if you do auto hover, it's going to be different. Turn on auto hover, you're going to put your Y up to, I think it's like 0.88, I think was the, let's see, 0.88. The problem with this is you're going to, as you can see, your airspeed just went from 75 and up down to 58. And you're going to burn just as much fuel. So, you're not going to make it as far. Oh, when you do use auto hover, you can see it's pretty much, yeah, like you have to, you can tap S a little bit every now and then to stabilize your altitude like I did right there, and it'll come back down slowly, but she'll pretty much just go. So, yeah. Go ahead and prepare to sign off with that. Let's bring that back up. Let's turn that off. Alright. Alright. Hope it was helpful. I don't know if it was or not. I don't really care. We're gonna go ahead and torpedo. Yeah! Surprisingly, it does float. I'm gonna die before it makes it to the surface, I'm sure. Well, maybe not. Let's see. Oh, one last thing to point out. Again, me and my buddy play on, I may have pointed out already, I don't know. We play on no vehicle teleportation, and we play on limited fuel. Just add a little simulation to it. Every vehicle we have has connectors on it for basically airlift recovery. So this is your front connector, and here is your back. In the event you crash this old girl and need to recover it, you play on the same settings as us. But yeah, that's her. Like I said, aesthetically a Black Hawk, but internally nothing like one, I'm sure. Someone who flew one would probably get in and be like, what the fuck is this? But yep, hopefully I was hearable this time, and any questions on adjustments or settings I mentioned with the axis controls, startup, anything else as far as fuel lines, blah blah blah. I don't know what else I would have covered, but I guess that's why you leave comments, so I know for my next time around. Whee! Alright, deuces. DB83 out.